All right, guys, it's the SLC Dunk halftime. Well, not the halftime show, it's kind of a post-game show. So the Jazz just released the full, unedited video of the Utah Jazz scrimmage, and we all kind of followed it. So I got a chance to kind of just sit down, watch that, dissect it a little bit. We had already kind of read what others had written about what had happened because while we were watching, all of us, the stream just didn't work, and no hard feelings for the Jazz. I'm sure it's hard to get, Wi-Fi that works and things when you're on an Air Force base or something like that, when you're in a kind of a remote location. But the Jazz posted the video, so thank you, Jazz. We got to finally watch some Jazz basketball. We got to see Ricky Rubio with the starting lineup. We got to see Dante, Donovan running the show for the second team and then playing with starters. It was really fun. Really, really fun and really interesting to see the Jazz playing. When the live stream started on Friday, I was able to watch a little bit of it, and the first thing I noticed is, and this is partly because it's, off of a tip-off. I mean, we're so starved for basketball. I'm like dissecting how it looked after the tip-off. But anyways, after the tip-off, they go into that motion offense that we know so well from last season. But you could tell that the Jazz played kind of within that offense a little better, that things started rolling and players actually started taking shots that were there. And it almost makes me wonder if we should have been doing that more last season. And who knows? A big difference from this season to last season is going to be how much difference is there going to be from having Hayward and not having Hayward, and how good will we be? And actually, after seeing the scrimmage, players looked pretty comfortable. They looked like they're going to make the right play no matter what, not to just get the ball to Gordon to make sure Gordon either makes the right pass or a good shot, because Gordon was a really good player. So that's one thing that I'm kind of excited to see is this team playing the game without any sort of hindrance. It might actually be one of the positive aspects of losing Hayward. One of the only ones. Hayward was great. No one's denying that, but the fact that the Jazz don't have anything that they're worried about now, that they can just play without having to appease anyone, just make the right play and win the game, it's going to be really interesting. That means this year, Quin has no politics he needs to worry about. Quin just gets to play the player that will help him win. And we'll find out really quickly who those players are. I'm not going to lie. Ricky Rubio looked really good, guys. That was an exciting thing to see. That handle is tight and those passes are really good. And you really do have to keep your head on a swivel because he's going to get you the ball. There are like 2 or 3 times where Ricky Rubio makes a pass and you thought the play was dead, and he gets the pass to the big man rolling, and it's a great shot. So we're going to see a lot of that. Ricky Rubio is going to be a big addition. We also saw from Ricky Rubio a little bit of the shooting issues. He had that nice little mid-range pull-up off the pick and roll and buries it, and if he can make that shot with regularity, that's great. I mean, that's the thing with Ricky Rubio is if he can make any shot with regularity, whether it's at the rim or pull-up threes. You didn't really see him take a pull-up three in that game, and so maybe the Jazz are just kind of avoiding that and doing everything they can to just get that ball to the rolling big. So if you guys haven't listened to it yet, go to the Limited Upside podcast and listen to me and Milo talked with Mike Prada about kind of the Jazz and kind of talked about who we think this upcoming season's leading scorers might be. Changed right after that practice. I thought maybe Derrick Favors because of how good Derrick Favors has been in the past, and we've heard and seen reports about Derrick Favors being a lot leaner now, feeling a lot better. The Jazz have been amazing about getting their health staff as good as it can possibly be because of how many issues we've had with just health. And so the fact that the Jazz went out and just fixed the problem that was so obviously there and are doing everything they can to just put everything in the players' hands, so that we know that there's nothing that we're doing that isn't hindering our players from being the best they can be, and that's what we're doing with the health. And so if Derrick Favors is healthy, there's a chance he could be really great. He didn't seem to have a ton of plays. He played within the offense and played well, but he wasn't standing out as much as I might have expected. But the player that does stand out is Rudy Gobert, guys. Oh my goodness. He is still a monster and getting more powerful. He's like Godzilla, but he got into some nuclear barrels or something. Hey, Shay Turley, you like the podcast? Awesome, my man. And everyone else, if you haven't, go listen to the Limited Upside. It's a lot of fun. Mike Prater's previewing all the teams, and they previewed the Jazz. Talked to little Gordon Hayward, or as I like to lovingly call him, Benedict Hayward, because he betrayed us. But it's a lot of fun, so go check that out. But Rudy Gobert is my pick for leading scorer for this team. My gosh, he is a monster. He is a monster, guys. He was catching that ball with right hand, left hand, lobs everywhere. Ricky Rubio was getting him that ball in all the right places, in all the right ways. Let's sing songs about Rudy Gobert. Someone write a song about him. But he is going to dominate this year, guys. I am honestly convinced that this team's destiny is to become something like the Dwight Howard Eastern Conference, and I think they went to the finals one year with Dwight Howard. And then having 4 perimeter players around him. So you have Dwight Howard in the center, and then all around him you have 4 players that make plays and can shoot. And if we can do something like that with Rudy Gobert, that offense becomes really exciting. Because Rudy can run a pick and roll with everyone on the floor. I mean, there was one play where Rudy set a screen and just enveloped the defender and then rolls to the hoop to put the ball anywhere near the rim, and he just destroys that rim with emphasis and prejudice. It's just amazing. It's going to be so much fun to watch Rudy Gobert just dominate this NBA, and people are going to find out just how good he is. He's going to be an all-star this year, guys, because he's going to be the best player on this team. He's going to be a defensive player of the year, should be the defensive player of the year again. That was another thing. This team, it was interesting to watch Dante and Donovan kind of start that game against our starters. Don't forget that our starting unit is going to be the best defense in the NBA, or at least top 3. So, watching Donovan and Dante actually get shots, Dante and Donovan looked really good. I mean, I had to read some of the reports from other media outlets kind of about Donovan, and they talked about Dante doing so well against second unit, and Donovan kind of playing within the offense and playing well, but not kind of. I don't agree. Dante looked great, and he's being guarded by one of the best defenders in the league in Ricky Rubio, and behind him was Rudy Gobert. And Dante got like 2 assists, ran the offense pretty well against that squad. That's a good sign. That's the interesting thing with our team, is that we had the starters playing together, which was fun to see, and it was pretty obvious who that starting unit is going to be. Ricky Rubio, Rodney Hood, I believe Joe Ingles started along with Derrick Favors and Rudy Gobert. Pretty fun starting lineup. But Dante and Donovan scored on that unit. That's another thing. Donovan Mitchell is going to get points on this team. I mean, I've seen enough that if he's playing within the offense and that 3 ball starts falling for him, it's going to be hard not to start that guy. And I don't know, Quin's going to have some tough decisions, because Dante looked really good too. And he hit the 3, and he got to the line at will. That's a thing. Ricky Rubio, the passing and ball handling is just beautiful. It's beautiful. It's fun to watch. But man, the finishing at the rim and the shooting is tough. But that's the difference between him and Dante. Is Dante if Dante's growing that elite skill of getting to the rim and getting fouled, that's a skill, guys. Shay Turley, you can go to UtahJazz.com, and I believe it's there. Or go to Utah Jazz Twitter, and they've got a link for it. So go to Utah Jazz Twitter, Shay. You're my man, Shay. Comment on the video. Guys, ask your questions on the video like Shay. Be like Shay. But anyways, getting to the line is an elite skill. And if Dante has that, that makes him an efficient scorer. And everything we've heard out of camp is that Donovan Mitchell is also elite at the rim. Donovan might be the best finisher on our team. He's phenomenal, guys. I don't know how you don't get him on the court. He's phenomenal. We've got a stud. He's just going to get better. Dante and Donovan could be one of the most fun backcourts this NBA. It's going to be so much fun, and so that's why it's going to be tough, because there's going to be times where Dante and Donovan look just fantastic, and it's going to be hard to want to pull them off the floor. If Dante can just blow by his guy and get to the rim, and he either makes it or he goes to the line, that's efficient basketball. That's an efficient offense. That's how we score. People are wondering how we're going to score. That's how we're going to score. And if Dante can shoot and Donovan can shoot, and you space the floor with Jerebko and Rodney Hood, my goodness, it's exciting to think about. So really fascinating year this year, guys. One of the things Michael has said that I really agree with is, and he gets all the props for this, but the choose your own adventure Jazz, that's what we kind of are this year. We're also kind of the FU Jazz. Like, no one's picking us. Everyone thinks that everything is just going to crumble to the ground because Gordon Hayward's gone and George Hill's gone. Guess what? George Hill wasn't a very good point guard. Was George Hill a pretty good scorer? Yes, he was a good scorer. He's an efficient three-point shooter, and he could score the ball, and he could play defense when he actually tried. But there were a lot of times where he did not try. And you know what else George Hill couldn't do? Stay on the floor and be healthy. And half the time he didn't want to be healthy because you know why? He wanted to get a contract. He didn't care about winning. He cared about a contract. And by the end of the year, when we're in the playoffs and it matters most, he chose not to play. I don't care who you are. I don't want that guy on my team. Do you guys want to? Can you imagine if Stockton or Hornacek or Malone ever decided to just not play in a playoff game? That's embarrassing. Goodbye, George Hill. Enjoy the Sacramento Kings. Enjoy losing. Enjoy your money that you get. You lost $20 million too. It's ridiculous. I want winners. Who was it? I can't remember his name, the 49ers linebacker. We want winners. I want winners. You know who else? Gordon Hayward. Stomach flu Hayward. Benedict Hayward. You literally going green Slytherin. Gordon Hayward, you snake. Everyone did everything to make you happy. We ran this offense to make you happy. We didn't play players to make you happy. Did everything to make you happy. And you know what? I cannot wait till we play Boston and you get a feeling for what that defense is going to be, because you're going to be on a team with a terrible defense because they gave up 2 defenders for you. I sure hope Gordon Hayward can figure out how to be better than he is, because they gave up 2 elite defenders and he has to fill in the spots, fill in the gaps for him. And they got one of the worst defensive guards in the league in Kyrie Irving. Good luck, Gordon. Ugh. All right, I'm off. I'm done. But guess what? When people tell you we're going to miss George Hill and Gordon Hayward, one, we got rid of a loser, and the other, we got rid of a selfish liar. You know? Gordon Hayward was willing to let other players not play even though they were better, because he wanted to play and get his trip to get his max, and then 2 leave us. So this team might be better, guys. I'm not even kidding. When you watch the Jazz play and they run that motion offense and they can do whatever the hell they want, and they don't have to worry about getting Gordon Hayward the ball so he can be happy like a little baby, that's great. Our best player is Rudy Gobert, and he's going to score like crazy. It's going to be 18 and 14 and 3, guys. He's going to get MVP votes. Not DPOY votes, MVP votes, because this team has the chance to win up to 50 games after having lost our best player. We all know he wasn't. We all know who our best player was. It was not Gordon Hayward. Don't let anyone tell you that. Rudy Gobert is the leader of this team, and he always was. And we didn't start winning until Rudy started games. You know, we trade Enes Kanter, and then what happens? We started going on a playoff team win pace. Like, we're on like a 50, 60 game pace of wins. And then the next year we lost Dante Exum to an ACL injury, which sucked so bad, you know, and it was so late in the offseason we couldn't sign anyone. So we had to pick up Shelvin Mack halfway through the year from a trade, and then that started a whole new saga that just was like... But anyways, don't get me started. But that's the thing, guys. I am so excited to watch this team play because they looked really smooth. Rubio looked smooth. Donovan looked smooth. Dante looked smooth. Joe Johnson looked comfortable. Joe Johnson's going to hit threes from smoking. Joe Johnson is going to be a big part of this team again. It's exciting. So really fun to watch. Nice to see Jerebko. It's interesting. I don't know if he has more of an impact than Derrick Favors, but the spacing helps. And if Jerebko hits threes, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a lot of Jerebko, you know? And apparently he's vocal on defense, and that's going to fit right in with this team because this team is the best defensive team in the NBA. You're right, Brian Squires. I never liked him either. It just never felt like he was in on this team. But yeah, Jerebko's going to space the floor. And if we can space the floor and have penetrators like Dante and Donovan and then Rodney and Jerebko and Joe Johnson and Rodney Hood and Joe Ingles can hit threes from the perimeter, this team becomes pretty interesting. If we can guard and also do those things, it really gets interesting. So really exciting stuff from Jazz scrimmage. Neto looked really good. Neto's just a nice player. I don't know, guys. I don't think that Ball and Boy is making this team, because I think you can't get rid of players like Neto, and I think Royce O'Neal has a long, big body at the wing that we may just need. Cephalosha looked really good. You know, he didn't have any threes that I saw that I remember, but he had some slash to the rim type plays, and players were hitting him, and it's going to be interesting. This team's we're not going to be a number one offense in the league, but I can see us figuring some things out. Rudy Gobert being efficient. There was one play that I think is indicative of some things that may happen, where Derrick Favors and Rudy Gobert get an offensive rebound and just put it back with ease. That may happen. This league's getting so small at the front court that you'll see Derrick Favors and Rudy Gobert get a lot of offensive rebounds. Tony Bradley, who is also a really good offensive rebounder. It's going to be interesting. So really fun stuff from the Jazz. Really nice of the Jazz to post that. Thank you, Matt Sanchez. We love you for posting that video online. It was just a very nice thing of Utah Jazz social media to do. They don't necessarily have to do that. So thank you, Utah Jazz social media, for posting that for Jazz fans. Jazz fans, go watch the scrimmage. It's online right now. Fantastic. Anyways, go watch the scrimmage. Comment in the video kind of what you're thinking about, what you're looking forward to with the Jazz. Share with your friends. It's going to be a good year this year, guys. And I wanted to say one other thing. Make sure you tell your friends about SLC Dunk. Like, subscribe, share the things that you agree with, because one thing about SLC Dunk is this is your guys' site. This is the fan site. So nothing we're doing is motivated by any outside sources. It is based off of pure, uncensored fan viewpoint, and we're not going to be changing viewpoints based off of who's motivating us to say it. So just remember that this site is there for you guys. It's your guys' chance to make your voice heard in the fan posts. Go comment on articles, share them. This site's for you. So we'll talk to you later, guys. Go Jazz. And Monday, first preseason game. Get ready. It's time, guys.